So now that I'm using Arch Linux, I wanted a quick way just to manage some of the packages on my system, mainly when it comes down to finding new packages to install, as well as listing all the packages I have available here. So of course there is the Arch page here, which is going to list all the different packages available. You can filter them by keywords and other filters as well. And then likewise, there is a similar search for the AUR. You can see there's over 100,000 packages here. And both of these sites are super useful, but let's say that you want to get a comparable experience on the command line. That's mainly why I wrote these scripts here. So for example, if I do pkg install here, this is going to allow us to fuzzy match on all the different available packages on the Arch repository. Here you can see there's 14,000 of them, and you can also fuzzy match on the description as well. For example, here's a package Neovim. You can choose to install that if you want. But let's do something like a search for calculator. You can see all the different matches coming up here on the description. And if what you type in happens to be both a package and part of the description, the packages ones are going to be listed up top here because it's like considered to be more of a strong match. And you can do the same thing for the AUR. Although I will say when it comes to installing packages on the AUR, there is one extra step here where we need to put in some type of character match here, at least 2 characters. That's not a limitation of the AUR, but an expectation. You actually can't search for 0 characters just because it would return back way too many packages here. But the same interface types of work, the same interface works here where you can just do a search for, I don't know, there's one for ngrok or whatever, whatever packages that you want to do here. We can also list packages that you already have installed. For example, I have 45 top level dependencies here. You can just go through here and see the list there. You can also get the details about the package as well. And you can do the same thing for the AUR. And then in this case, I really don't have any packages installed through the AUR, just paru itself for managing the AUR itself. And then you can also remove packages. These are all the packages that you have installed, not including the AUR. And by the way, I should mention here for the installing and deleting, if you hit tab, you notice a little pink line there, you can choose more than one at a time. And again, you can just hit enter. Like if I went and hit enter now, this actually says, yeah, well, I can't, that's actually a pretty interesting one. I can't remove the get dependency because paru is related to that one, but let's remove maybe a spell and BC. So here, in this case here, again, you're always going to get a confirmation. I'm actually not going to do it because I don't want to remove them. But yeah, the same thing works with AUR as well. In this case here, there's really nothing to remove except for paru itself. But yeah, again, going back to the install one, same thing is going to work in the sense that you can just do tab, hit enter, and then, it's going to sync everything. But again, before you actually install new things, you can just hit yes or no, just using pacman directly here, nothing new there. But yeah, let's go over the script real quick. We can't really go over the entire script in super detail, I guess, because, a couple hundred lines of code. And funny enough, I will say I'm not a huge fan of AI stuff in general, but like the awk stuff really helped a lot here to get some of this ironed out here. I've actually done videos in the past around parsing command line arguments with bash. Feel free to check it out. I'll leave a card for this one. But really, down here, it's basically like, okay, what command is coming in? Is it install? Is it list? Is it remove? Also is the AUR flag in there. And then, depending on what option that you have, it's going to choose one of these functions here. And, there's a help menu, etc. Also just making sure at the top of the script here that this is only available on Arch Linux. My .files do support using Debian, Ubuntu, Arch Linux, using it natively or through WSL2 for all of those. But then also it supports Mac OS too. And really, this is just focused on using pacman and paru here. This is not going to work using apt or brew or anything like that. But yeah, in any case here, really, it just comes down to getting some results from, let's say, pacman, and then putting them into FZF with certain different options here, and then displaying them out to you through FZF, where you can then choose to what you want to do here. But you can see there's some pretty crazy awk stuff happening here, where I am a programmer, but like never really super hard got into using awk. But in this case here, I kind of just went through a whole bunch of different prompts on the free version of ChatGPT, not even logged in, and just slammed my head at enough prompts here to get exactly what I wanted here. And, a lot of them are pretty similar. The same type of patterns are there, like, run some command, pipe it into awk, pipe it into FZF, and then maybe, manipulate the results a little bit using cut in some cases or other tools that we might need. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a cool example, I guess, of just solving or scratching an itch that you might have about a certain problem here, and just, putting together some tools to do such a thing here. But yeah, for example, maybe let's go over one of them. It's not that important, but yeah, for the install one here, you can see it just runs pacman, with double S flags here. So like if we were to just run this command directly in the terminal, then we would get, a billion different packages, return like this. But, this is basically then being piped into the awk, which is being manipulated, then passing into FZF, and then it's going to offer the preview, and then you can fuzzy find and all that. Not going to break it all down in this video here, but yeah, just wanted to throw this out there in case you wanted to use it. My .dot files are available up on GitHub. I'll leave a link to that one in the description. If you have any questions about any of this, let me know in the comments below. And with that said, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Really does help a lot. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.